Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the Tokyo 2005 trip, and I have short hair now, so I'm gonna definitely have to change the icon for this series. Or maybe I'll just leave it the same. You let me know. Let me know in the comments if you want me to change the icon or if you want me to just keep the same thumbnail, So anyways, on today's trip, we actually stayed in Shinjuku, right by the hotel, just exploring the area a little bit. And the first shot here is of, the sunset, again, right outside the hotel. Nothing really new or surprising there, but still kind of a neat shot, seeing some of the buildings all lit up at night and stuff like that. So anyways, another shot here from the hotel. Again, they did not close or seal up the windows in any way. If you wanted, you could have just practically jumped off. Again, it's just, I don't know why they did that. So this was like the height of technology back then. The fact that you could take your own picture was just like, wow. And here we get into more of the, drinks they have in the vending machines. Boss Coffee, again, I think I've mentioned in earlier videos, is a really, really big brand there. It's everywhere. You can see there's multiple kinds of it. I'm sure you recognize the Suntory brand from Lost in Translation. You can see they have like Rainbow Mountain Blend. I don't even know what that could possibly taste like or what that is expected to taste like. And then this is like Cafe Ore. So probably original coffee, or like ore also in Japanese means I, but it's used in more of a masculine sense. Like a wrestler or something like that might say like ore instead of like just an average person saying it may seem like too like aggressive. So maybe with the newspaper and stuff like that, it's all like, this is man's coffee or something like that. Don't really know. This is coffee blend. I don't know what the hell that means, but that means in the middle or something like that. So, I don't know. Anyways. Crystal Geyser Alpine spring water. Notice how expensive this is, even back in 2005. It's $1.50 just for this little tiny 310 milliliters bottle. If you don't know how small that is, that's like this, but like that. It's like even smaller. Like this is like ridiculously small. Like, yeah, this is 354 milliliters. So it's like that for like $1.50. So it's pretty expensive there for a lot of the bottled waters and stuff like that. It's pretty excessive. Here was the breakfast buffet that we tried, and oh, it was just a piece of shit. It was clearly not worth the expensive price to get it there of a grand smacking $15. I must not say I can recommend this to any of the faculty or my close familial relations. Now here's the whole gist of this video. My dad and I went walking through the local park forest thing like that at night, and it kind of is a little bit freaky, and I kind of exaggerated that freakiness by using different filter modes on the camera. So over here I believe is a homeless person's house, so to speak. Again, the homeless people there do not really beg you for anything. They just literally like will be like, hey, what's going on? And they've got like a bed, they've got like a little miniature television, they have like comic books, they have like a little miniature heater, whatever else, because the way the garbage works in Japan is they throw out different types of garbage per day. So if like it's electronics day or furniture day or whatever else, you just go on over, hey, thanks a lot, buddy, and and you're done. So another shot of it. Notice the green safety cone there. I've never seen anything like that. There's a lot of cones and stuff like that. A lot of stuff in Japan in general that likes to have like different colors than what you're used to in America. And obviously that's not deliberate. It's just what colors they pick. But what the hell. This is one of my favorite shots of the whole trip. Just because the filter mode on it is the only thing I did. There's no Photoshop in this, nothing else like that. But it made these leaves stick out perfectly. And yet the rest of it all behind it was all blurred. And I've always thought that was a really neat shot. Another one of my dad that looks like he's superimposed on like a background or something like that. Like this is just a big poster and he's just standing in front of a shadow. They had a local fish pond there, taking pictures of that too. And here's like the shrine, which you can go on and leave prayers and so forth. Again, very traditional shrine. You can go up there and you can drop money in the little I guess you'd call it a well, like the little box here, and it's similar to Western churches where you give money and so forth, and then you have like a prayer and you're forgiven. It's the same thing here where you basically put money in and then you wish for something, and some of them have little I guess it's a little tiny tag, you could say. I can't think of the exact name now, but it's like a little tag that's about that big, and there'll be like a charm. It's like a little charm that you can wish for, like great. A lot of them are actually for like good grades on tests, like good grades on tests and stuff like that, or like happiness and romance, happiness in life, etc. Protection from accidents, so forth. Another shot of the shrine. And here's all of the prayers and so forth. And these are like the written out ones. And then these are kind of just like smaller ones that I've never really understood the difference between these. Maybe it's like this is just for like a general wish, kind of just like when you have like the whatever it is ribbon, like the pink ribbon, the green ribbon, all the different ribbons or whatever else just tied on something, as opposed to a more direct and descriptive wish, If I remember right, this is the box that you actually open up. You put in 100 yen, you can see right there, to open it, and you can get out one of the charms. I might be right on that. I'm fairly sure, but I might be wrong. So, another, fancy shot, another fancy shot of the shrine. The entranceway to the shrine with a torii gate. That's what they call them, is torii gates, that specific design. This is where we stayed, the Shinjuku New City Hotel. If you are going to Japan, specifically Tokyo, I highly recommend this hotel. Everyone there speaks English, so, if you need something, whatever else, they can help you out. They all speak great English. The hotel rooms are fairly priced. They're clean. They're well kept up. They got a good TV in there, a good shower, although tiny because it's, again, Japanese-sized showers. Western-style toilet with a bunch of different stuff on it. And this is back in 2005. Of course, I'm going to figure they've gotten even better since then, Right near it, just maybe 2 blocks down, is the train station, the JR line, along with a boatload of arcades, a good shopping center. If you go to the left a little bit, there's even more grocery shopping. If you go to the right, there's a neat little museum you can go in with a bunch of, like, cool stuff that you can play with, kind of like a miniature exploratorium, that thing in San Francisco. So I highly recommend staying there. It's very, very nice. Another shot of the shrine with a car parked outside of it. Another shot, and another shot, and a shot of how long it's probably been since somebody has cleaned this place, with the very intricate and very large double spider webs. This just looked freaky to me, so I took a picture of it. Made me think of like some horror game or something like that. By the way, if any of you can program pretty well, I would love to have somebody make a point-and-click game for me. And I would provide the pictures and the storyline and all the information you need, like this should do this and this should go there and whatever else. And I'd love to sell it for maybe like $1 or $2, or do like an indie version of it first and then do like a more full-fledged one. But I mean, I've got so many pictures that would be so good for point-and-click games, like this kind of stuff. All these other ones you've been looking at, I could like build like a story around it and stuff like that. I'd love to do something like that. So if you do point-and-click stuff, by all means, I would love to work with you on that. Yet another, shot of the pond, etc. Some of the fish in the pond, actually. This is a shot of a motorcyclist. I believe I mentioned in earlier parts that one of my friends wanted me to get pictures of a bunch of motorcycles because they're a big motorcycle fan. But again, a very interesting shot with all the, blurriness and whatever else. And then this is, again, yet another, right out of a horror game shot. I mean, you got the warning sign, and it's all, like, blurred and all freaky to one direction like you're running, and then the bushes, and then a bunch of stuff in a language that most of you probably don't even understand, so it adds more to, like, the creepiness factor of it because you don't know what the hell it's actually warning you of, etc., So, yeah. This is just well, that's a phone, but this is just a wriggle light shot. This is a shot of my dad's pocket. And this is yet another freaky shot. Could even be like the end scene to a game. You get killed or something like that and you're dead on the floor or whatever else. This is obviously yet another one of the ornate sewer manhole covers, etc. And some lights and some trees. And some buildings. And some more buildings. Look at how evenly the lights are spaced in those things. Look at how perfect that is. Now, this is something I really wanted y'all to see because Denny's, like a lot of other places, like KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, so forth, is in Japan. But it's notable that in all of the other aforementioned restaurants, usually the food is pretty much the same. But in Denny's, it's actually a pretty drastically different menu. And so, first of all, I had to show you, yes, they have Starbucks there. So first of all, look at how different this menu is. You have like a lot of stuff that has, whatchamacallit, that has hamburger steak, that has fried, I can't even read what that says, shiritoko chicken, Japanese style. You have pork chops there. You have katsudon, which is chicken bowl, stuff like that. Looks very different in the menu, the way it's designed, etc. About the same prices for food, a little bit more expensive, about $1 or $2 expensive. Lots of shrimp meals, lots of shrimp there again. This is what I got, and it was absolutely delicious. It was mind-blowingly good. It is pork loin, which again some of you call pork chops, otherwise known as tonkatsu, etc. It's really, really good. I don't know what else to tell you. It's really, really good. And then, this was my favorite of all the items they had at Denny's. They have 3 types of smoothies there. Well, I guess you'd call them more like fruit drinks. They have 3 types of fruit drinks there. And one of them is kiwi, one of them is plum, and one of them is grape. And I got the kiwi one, and I gotta tell you, to this day, I have never had anything kiwi related that tasted this good. I mean, they literally just grinded up kiwi and threw it in there, along with smaller pieces of kiwi and some like ice cream type stuff, and it was seriously amazing. It was so good, and I wish they had them at American Denny's because I would literally go to Denny's just to get this. I didn't get to try the grape and the plum ones. I think my dad tried the grape one, and he said it was pretty good too. So, again, more of the menu. They have French toast, which I believe Denny's in America does serve, and along with the club sandwiches, etc. You know, I think this is specialty type of bread in Japan. I can't read it, and I can't remember what the name of it is. But you can see a little bit there of the kiwi drink, etc. They have just straight orange juice that's apparently just straight squeezed out, so that was amazing. They have ice cream in sherbet, etc. Sorbet, whichever you want to call it. And one of them is kiwi, one of them is strawberry, or no, that's plum. Sorry, that's plum. Wow. So that's plum. They have, again, more of it here, etc. It's just really interesting how the menu is so different, even though it's the exact same name. And they're really, really focused on like seafood and chicken and desserts there, which is interesting because they have almost no pasta. I don't think they had any pasta besides just like a single ramen dish, and they have almost no beef either. Beef is actually not that commonly consumed in Japan's history. It's commonly consumed nowadays, but still not anywhere near as fish. So, oh, here's a really good one here. This actually shows it really clear. You got the kiwi, you got the grape, and you got the pear. It was actually pear, not plum. Sorry, that was my mistake. Again, I'm saying the commentaries I'm going through this. It's not scripted. It's just right off the top of my head. And of course, they have boba drinks, which I'm sure a lot of you who are in certain places in the country have obviously heard of this, etc. I don't even know what the fuck this is. Oh, Devil's chocolate cake. I was going to be like, what the fuck is named Devil's on this menu? And again, the Denny's website. So, you know, they may have changed what they have by now. It's been, 8 years. So this is kind of a neat shot because it looks like the car is just like a ghost on the sidewalk. And here's a picture of me 8 years ago. I was 19 years old in this picture. So I looked very, oh yeah, I'm not allowed to like anything. I'm not allowed because liking things is so boring. Oh, yeah. So after that, we are back to the buildings again. And my picture of Dad going up a staircase. And more lights. And Dad going down a staircase. And a gigantic bike drop-off point. People like to ride bikes there because driving is so inconvenient due to the mass of people that cross right across city streets, the lack of gas stations, and the overall price of driving a car. So a lot of people ride bikes. As you can see, this is just one area the bikes are stored. This isn't like the whole area. This is just one area. There's a lot of bike riders. There's a lot of bike riders. And now, this is an example of it. Notice this couple here, totally deer in the headlights. But you've got this bus driving right through where people are crossing around. And like, they just come through and they're just like, whoa, get the fuck out of the way. And it's like, you got to get out of the way, man. Because if you don't, they will just literally... I've never seen them actually run over anybody, but they don't slow down and they don't stop. People just go. It's just like, get out of the way. This is a pachinko parlor, which if you don't know what that is, it's actually gambling. Gambling is illegal in Japan. But see, here's the thing, is that gambling is circumvented by people going into pachinko parlors, where if you don't know what that is, just Google it. It's just a little game machine thing and stuff like that. And you put these little metal balls into it. And when you put the metal balls into it, you basically turn this little switch and they go up like a pinball type machine thing and they fall down to certain holes. And a skilled person on some machines can change the power of the balls so that they fall into the appropriate areas, or at least have a high percentage of it. So once you get it into an appropriate hole, you get more metal balls out, etc., kind of like poker chips at a casino, etc. And you can exchange these for gifts, but not money at the pachinko parlor. But here's how they get around it, is if you exchange it for a completely worthless coin or coins at the pachinko parlor, you can go down the street to a literal hole in the wall. It's literally a hole in the wall. And you give them these gold coins that, again, have no value, and they give you money. So see, they circumvent the system there because you're giving some dude who wants gold coins for no reason these gold coins, and he gives you money back. And the pachinko parlor is taking your money and giving you back something worthless for it. See? And also added on to the fact that, like, you know, the Yakuza there and basically all the, like, crime syndicates there basically pay off the cops big time. So, you know, it's like, it funds the cops, it funds the Yakuza, whatever. But a lot of the times, though, the pachinko parlor machines are based off of things that are very famous in Japanese culture, which in this case, of course, is anime and Evangelion and, like, you know, cutesy stuff and stuff like that, because sometimes when you win, there's digital displays that show, like, numbers rolling down and stuff like that, and, like, little anime scenes and etc., and so it kind of entices the viewer, much like what casinos do in America and other countries with all of the displays on the game. But that is it for this day. I hope you do all come back for more parts of this series, and if you have anything that you specifically want to see or know about, let me know for the next part. And that is it.